Why it happened? It happened because Plutarco Elias Calles modified the constitution. He established the Ley Calles in 1926. This law sought to reduce the number of priests, restrict the performance of religious worship, and reduce the freedom of believers. In addition, it sought to prohibit manifestations of faith outside homes and expropriate the property and assets of the church.
So, who were involved in this conflict? First of all, the government, and the militias of lay people, or the believers who are not a cleric. Also, the priest and the religious Catholics, or in other words, the church.
When it happened, it was an armed conflict that took place between 1926 and 1929, which lasted approximately 3 years.
How many died? It left an estimated number of 250,000 losses. We must take into account that this number was affected due to the Second Cristiada during the government of Lázaro Cárdenas. Due to the dissatisfaction of the citizens, the Second Cristiada took place. This second movement began to lose strength between 1936 and 1940. It finally ended when the state allowed freedom of worship, the suspension of socialist education, and the opening of churches.
The Maximato. What is it and how long it lasted? The Maximato was a historical and political period of Mexico. It owes its name to the nickname of the president from 1924 to 1928, Plutarco Elias Calles, chief of the revolution, who acquired his nickname thanks to his influence on Mexican politics. This period covered from 1928 to 1934. It began with the government of Emilio Portes Gil, as interim president of the country after the murder of Álvaro Obregón. It continued with Pascual Ortiz Rubio, who was president after the elections convened by Portes Gil, and ended with Abelardo Rodríguez, who was interim president after Ortiz Rubio resigned. This period ended with the election of Lázaro Cárdenas del Río as constitutional president of Mexico in 1934.
Mexico's role in the international environment of the 1920s. In the beginnings of the 1920s, the USA begins having a strong anti-Mexican statement due to the Zimmerman telegram. In 1923, the Bucareli Agreement is signed. It channels the demands of the USA citizens for the damage caused by the Mexican Revolution. After this agreement, Mexico slowly normalizes diplomatic relationships with Germany, Belgium, Spain, France, Italy, the Soviet Union, and the Vatican.
In about 1920s, more specified in 1925, Mexico restored its relationships with Great Britain and Northern Islands. Also, in Mexico, the construction of railways helped to improve the facility to move products, which makes more easier to move the products from the South and Central America, which had led to increase the power of commerce between Mexico and the USA. In 1927, the relationship between Mexico and the USA improves even more, this as a cause of the visit of Dwight W. Morrow.